I was gonna set myself to go slacklining, and then I have a friend call and they're gonna come, but they're not going to bring a slackline. So now I have two options. I either share my one slackline with them, or even better, I can take all this extra piece of webbing, because I decided to do a short line practice today, and use this to create a second slackline system.
Third option is to buy another slackline.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, first, I want to decide which direction I'm going to go. I need to make sure it's a tree that is short enough that the webbing is going to reach. I already pre-measure, I'm going to go to that tree, throw the webbing in that direction. And then I'm actually going to start on the end of the line. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the tail of the slackline and put it on the tree that is further away from me. Now take my webbing. It doesn't matter if it's flat or not, because we're gonna deal with that in that direction. What I'm going to do is leave a little bit of a tail, make the bite, and use your line lock in the same way that you will do when you are creating the tensioning system. There's 1, 2, 3. That's the location where I am going to connect my carabiner to. 1, 2, and 3. Give it some tension. Make sure you still have enough of a tail. I like to think that it's at least 2 handfuls. And close. Now we whack this flat piece of webbing towards this side. And here we create another anchor point. Once you have your final anchor set, all we have to do is create another tensioning system with the excess webbing that we have in the middle. Follow the same steps to create the tensioning system, starting with placing your line lock. Under. So we go from under to the top. The webbing is coming from the top. So I go from the top to the bottom. Webbing is coming from the bottom. Go from the bottom to the top. Pinch it. And do that one more time. Give it a little bit of tension. Close your carabiners. And then make sure that you take your excess webbing and lift it off the ground. This is enough webbing on each side to retension if we need to. And now, just like that, we have set 2 slacklines with 1 piece of webbing. This is best done with the 108-foot slackline, but it also works on the 50-foot line, which is the one I'm demonstrated. With the 50-foot line, it gives you about 15 feet of slackline to play with, twice. Let's review and see how we set the entire system. We started on one tree, connecting with an anchor through a carabiner to the slackline webbing. Remember, if you don't have this additional anchor and carabiner, you can go around the tree with your slackline and then hitch the slackline to the tree and then go to the other side. Create your tensioning system. Create a second anchor point for your second tensioning system, and then go to the next side. So you may question, why did I put both tensioning systems on that side instead of putting this simple system on that direction? It's a couple of reasons. First, I don't really know how much slackline I'm gonna have left. So if I start here, I know that I have the minimum amount of webbing I want on this side before I have the tension system. That's one reason. The other reason is that as I am playing throughout the day, I am going to need to readjust the tension on the slackline. Then I can re-tension both slacklines relatively easy from a similar point. And lastly, this helps us practice facing each other, because we like to sit on the sides that do not have the tension system. So if I'm sitting in that side and my friend is sitting that way, we're both looking towards each other, helping us feel a little bit more connected. It also looks a little bit more neat to have everything in one direction. So that's how you set 2 slacklines using one piece of webbing. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and comment. It truly helps the algorithm and is a great way to show support for our channel. Bye-bye!